Hey, Ramon, you know what? Remember we did that video the other day where we were like, why are we staying? And lots of people watched it and they were like, you guys are stupid. Well, it turns out the propaganda piece known as the Institute of Risk Management of South Africa, the same people that also happens to do all of our anti-gun rhetoric. Whenever they go, oh, South Africa shouldn't have guns because it's such a safe country. Like,
Yes, of
why
course.
would you want guns? Like, those people issued this report um, where they basically said South Africa is the best country in the world to move to. So, mate, we gotta cover these people.
All
Like,
right,
it's
hit me with
freaking
it. I
brilliant.
got it
It's
here, but
freaking
I haven't
brilliant.
read it.
So they start off and they basically say that whilst we have unprecedented drought in the Eastern Cape, vandalizing and theft of key government infrastructure, and an ongoing energy crisis and calls for education reforms. The headlines seem far fetched, to say the least, is what the article says. But, like, what a great way to start off. Like, where do you want to live? A place that has unprecedented droughts, vandalism, lots of theft, infrastructure's decaying, no energy, no reforms on education. I'm sold, mate. When do we get to move?
Great. Great. But also, it does say that there's also long-standing structural impediments, execution failures, failing state-owned enterprises, poor basic education outcomes, high unemployment, and therefore South Africa is declining into complete economic collapse and a spiral of poverty and debt from which it is unlikely to recover in the next decade. I'm sold, man.
I'm
I'm gonna,
packing my bags.
I'm
I'm
gonna,
packing my
I'm
bags.
gonna give up my EU passport and move there because that sounds great. Why are people?
Oh,
And
shit.
let us not forget the headline is there are reasons South Africa is one of the most desired countries to relocate. We're halfway through and we haven't seen one single reason it's
No,
desirable to
no.
relocate there.
In fact, not even have we not seen one single reason. The next statement is, the headline continues to support the prospect of a complete economic collapse. I can see it, mate. I can see it. It's amazing. When do we get to move? Come on. I want
Oh
to go
wait,
there tomorrow.
but then it does say the state of our nation is worse than the 2022 risk report went to print. So how can we recover? We actually don't know because the article that she's
We don't know.
referencing does not give much detail as to why South Africa is desirable. Who reads this? I mean,
I, I,
who writes this? Like, are
I
people
don't know.
paid to
It
write
gets
this?
better. Well, apparently, someone in Australia. They said that this person sitting in Australia had done all of the research on South Africa. Clearly, living in Australia gave them a really good understanding of what South African lifestyle and the economic possibilities are. I mean, I know when I want to research a foreign country, I go as far away from that country as possible, and I just go, oh, "This is what I think it looks like." And it must be that because I wrote it in an article. So how could I be wrong?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I suppose once you go to a COVID camp in Australia, like everywhere else might feel a bit, better. Even if there is like no employment or load shedding or crime or things like that. I suppose after having gone to a COVID camp, you are, yeah, looking for other places to go to. So I do want to know. She does say that she believes there is hope simply in the fact that they exist, namely reprieve from the real risks that we face. What reprieve from the real risks that we face? I don't know of any reprieve whatsoever from the risk that we face because all the risks we face as South
Well,
Africans are from the ANC. And as we well know, the ANC can't run a bath or let alone get pissed in the bar. So the people that are supposed to give us reprieve from the problems they created can't give us reprieve at all. So I'm not too sure what reprieve she's talking about.
I'm glad you asked because she does
Hmm.
actually give some indication of what this might be. And lo and behold, would you believe it? It's like that much loved concept that comes straight out of Cyril's backside every so often, which is that of the social compact. So she talks about the
Right.
public private partnership sectors, the participation between the two of them. These give us some exemplary stories to understand how South Africa works so well. Mate, you know what? Like, she highlights the best example of this public private partnership. It's that brilliant company that everybody loves. It's our most favorite country in the whole of South Africa. Telkom. Like, come on, man. Everybody loves Telkom.
Everyone
Who's
loves
got a bad
Telkom.
thing to say about Telkom?
Yeah, that's why no one uses them. But also, I see there's still reasons for hope because South Africa is building one of the biggest solar and battery power plants in Northern Cape. Greta must be thrilled. That's why she's moving here next month. Also, I've heard. Imagine,
Good luck to her.
imagine you have to write a report about why South Africa is so great, and then you don't give any reasons why it's great, other than the fact that there's Telkom that exists, and also we have a huge solar plant.
Solar.
That's great. And I bet you she got paid 20,000 rand to write this bullshit.
Well,
So
she's
annoying.
the chief executive. She's the freaking chief executive of the Institute of Risk Management. Like I said, these are the same people that give the government all of their bullshit research on anti-gun policies in South Africa because we're so safe. We don't need guns. I mean, just have the police have guns. Why would you want it any other way? Yeah. So what they do say is that whilst these are some examples of the transformation at a state level, it's it's really great that the state is looking to transform itself and do fantastic things. The one thing that I hear a lot, I mean, we live in South Africa all the time. And the one thing that everybody's got a lot to say about is just how well the state is run. I mean, we all know every time transformation occurs at the state level, like it's just brilliant. Sunshines and pixies happen afterwards. We have no electricity, which is why a lot of us then have to resort to smoking some weird shit in order to see that sunshines and pixies.
Yeah.
But, apparently the state, every time it transforms something, it's just like brilliant.
Yeah.
But then whilst they talk,
Go ahead, Brian.
sorry, then whilst they talk about this, they go, but, whilst the state is transforming, still needs to be held accountable. Do you think they might know that maybe people in the state loot a lot? What do you think?
It's almost like the people that rob us are the same people that put in the so-called prosecutors that prosecute crime. So therefore, the incentive structure of the whole state is not to prosecute themselves. I mean, they can still be held accountable by maybe having like a news article stating that this person stole XYZ, but nothing else happens. I suppose that's one form of accountability for some people, like Pat Semenya, who's the chief executive officer of this bullshit publication that says South Africa's a great place to relocate to. We just have no idea why.
Well, she says that it's all the private partnership possibilities that are just going to be fantastic for the future. By the way, private partnership is code for private sector must give all their shit to the public sector. And once they've given it all to the public sector, there will be no private sector because government will own it. And the only way for you to ensure that doesn't happen is by not participating with the government. In which case, this argument is pretty much fucking pointless. So, I don't know, man. I must admit, after reading this article, I'm sold, and it's definitely highlighting that exact reason we said the other day. I couldn't see why I would want to live in any other country in the world, man. This place has got it all. It's got it all, man.
It does have it all, but there is room for improvement, though. As Pat Semenya says, we must still hold the state accountable, of course, but the private sector has responsibility to step up to the plate and intervene in the issues that plague our country. How the fuck is a private company going to solve crime? Or the justice system? Or ESCOM? Or any of that? Because every time the private companies want to solve those issues, they are called racist harbingers of apartheid and told to Futsek. So yeah, Pat, answer that one when you got the chance to take your head out your bum and read the actual facts of what's happening in South Africa.
Oh man, this article is gold, Ramon. Thanks for sending it to me. This one really cheered my day up.
The pleasure's all mine. In conclusion, South Africa is a wonderful place to relocate to, except there are no reasons for doing so, or no obvious reasons, according to this particular article. It is linked below, so you can read it for yourself if you really want to ruin your day. But other than that, thank you for watching, everyone. And yeah, don't relocate anywhere else. Just stay here. And if you're in Australia and you went to a COVID camp, this is slightly better than that. So there is a bit of a point to the article after all.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
Why you'd want to live in a place that pretty much had the longest and harshest lockdowns in the world, where if you left your house for not wearing a mask, they were going to pretty much blixem you for trying to go to the shop and get a pint of milk. But you know, South Africa doesn't have that. But on the other side of it, when you do get to the shop, it's usually looted and burnt to the ground. So,
You might
there's that.
you might not find your milk after all. Mm, think of it as, creating a bit of excitement during the course of your day. It's the South African
It's a
way.
lottery.
Thanks for watching,
I either
everyone.
get to the shop or I don't. It's a lotto. It's fun.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Speak soon. Bye.
Bye.